Black people, we have two choices. We either unify or watch our continued demise at the hands of those that keep reaping the benefits of our labor. I want you to understand that this society bases its success on its ability to exploit black people. Whether you are in North America, Africa, Europe, or the Caribbean, the exploitation of black people is universal. We will always have our differences because we are not a monolith, but our differences are petty. Our differences were designed by our oppressors to divide us. Differences of religion or lack thereof, sexual orientation, socioeconomic status, education level, colorism, sexism, or even where you land in the African diaspora. Malcolm X said we must lay our petty differences aside for the sole purpose of bringing benefits to the whole. He also said whenever you find people who can't forget their differences, then they're more interested in their personal aims and objectives than they are in the conditions of the whole. So if you care more about yourself than you do your people, then you do your children and your children's children, then it's game over for all of us. That's what's on the line here. Our very existence. The power structure in this world is based on your proximity to whiteness. Therefore, depending on this society to do right by black people is a waste of time. The fact remains to this day, we will only have power, we will only have our black liberation through our unity. Global black unity. They lie and distort the truth of our black American history and our African history. Because please believe our opposition knows the power of having the full knowledge of oneself. Like Marcus Garvey said, a people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. So what's next? What do we do now to take control of our destiny? For all black people. I am a revolutionary, which is why I chose to start an organization called the Black Revolutionary Collective. We are a global organization focused on building economic and political power for all black people. The BRC will build institutions, resources, and opportunities for all black people across the globe. The solution is simple. Build our own. We need to build our own corporations and franchises. We need to employ our own people so that we can pay our people fairly and treat our people fairly. We need to build competitive supermarkets to get these racist supermarkets out of our communities. We need to circulate our 1.8 trillion spending power back into the black community. So what? They don't want to give our children equal access to education. So they don't want to teach our children the fullness of their history. So we'll start our own school system that provides the curriculum that our children deserve. We will hire black teachers that love our children and support their dreams. We must build our own. Giving your children access to a full education will give our youth the hope that they have lost. And we can get more of them off the streets and back in school, back on a path for success. Because they deserve it. They deserve the path. They deserve our protection. They deserve an education. We will also fight for our homeless population by helping to provide a pathway out of homelessness for black people. We will also take legal action against this corrupt justice system that religiously targets black communities to power this trillion-dollar business called the prison system. We will also help our brothers and sisters incarcerated come back to society with purpose and an actual pathway to a better future. And we won't stop there. All local government should be run by the black people who live in the community. We want all colonizers out of Africa. We will not stand for the continued theft of our motherland's natural resources, leaving our African people without anything, while all these non-African people gain billions of dollars per year off of Africa's resources, while our people starve in the Congo. The BRC is not theoretical. We have already started this work, and we will cross off every item on this agenda by any means necessary. I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So kindly guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Team Tesla Reaction is my name. Kindly watching me for the first time, make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. So guys, in today's video, I want us to continue watching this video of we as African. Because of what? Because of what people now is fearing as unity. Because the movement is now going through in Africa is about unity. Unity in Jamaica, Caribbean, unity in Black America, in all over across our world is now we want the unity, black unity. So kindly guys, let's watch this video until the end and then I'll come back with more reaction.
Concern lately about China and sort of they are now all over Africa, buying things and investing over there and getting those countries dependent on them and supporting, non-democratic people. And I'm just
Like
wondering,
whom?
well,
We are in a country that supports Saudi Arabia.
yes, that's
Yeah?
true. Right. So
Suddenly we have a problem with, superpowers supporting non-democratic people. And let me explain why you shouldn't worry about that.
Could Pan-Africanism change the world's geopolitical landscape and lead to an economic revolution in Africa? Or is this just another social movement that is all bark and no bite? One thing is for sure, it certainly has certain special interest groups in the Western world worried, and African investors like ourselves excited. The concept of Pan-Africanism has been around for a century, but it's always been a disjointed movement, and whenever there's been progress made in the past generations, it seemed that the leaders would either sell out to the Western interests or find themselves meeting an untimely death. But this new generation of Pan-Africanism seems to be a little bit different, a lot more business-minded and a lot more sophisticated. Whereas the previous movements were mainly political in nature with abstract goals, the current Pan-African movement has very clear objectives and can be tangibly measured. For instance, Ghana and the Ivory Coast united to negotiate better positions for themselves in the cocoa industry. This is set to add billions to each country's economy annually. Zimbabwe has been unifying with lithium-producing nations to bring thousands of manufacturing jobs to the continent. Nigeria was able to leverage their fellow West African nations to have tariffs taken off over 3,000 exports from Africa to Europe, greatly helping African businesses. I can keep going on, but this is the mindset Africa needed from an investor's point of view. Africa has always been rich in talent and natural resources, but when it came to getting their fair cut, they were often divided and given bad deals. And frankly, it was hard to justify investment in a region where resources and wealth would flow out for pennies on the dollar without value being added. But with regions of Africa starting to unite under a Pan-African mindset, wealth will form in Africa much like a lake forms after a dam is built. And what we are seeing today is Pan-Africanism in its most basic form. What is most exciting about modern Pan-Africanism is where it could be in a few decades. The time to invest in Africa is today. I predict that the next generation of ultra-wealthy billionaires will be those who invest in Africa at this critical point in history and help to build the infrastructure, manufacturing, and power sources. So if you wanted to be part of this movement, where do you start? Throughout the Western world, there are Pan-African conferences where prospective investors can network and learn about the opportunities which exist. I recommend you attend one. But allow me to do a plug for an event we are part of in Washington, D.C. on July 22nd. This is called Experience Africa and is the largest Pan-African event for businessmen in the Western world. This is like a Coachella for African investors. We will have over 15 embassies in attendance, so you can ask questions to the governments directly. You'll meet investors who are looking to fund projects, manufacturing specialists, some people who are just retiring to Africa, and even developers like ourselves. And it's not all business. Experience Africa is going to have every type of African and Caribbean food you could imagine, fashion shows, plenty of time to network, and you'll have a speaker list that includes African celebrities, international businessmen, professors from Oxford, and the Roars team will be part of a panel that will talk about buying your first home in Africa. This event might be life-changing for you, so if you are interested in Africa, I would recommend you attend virtually or in person. As an official partner, you can use our code PRT23 to get a discounted ticket courtesy of the Roars team, and all proceeds from this event are going to support orphanages in Africa. The unification of a region is not a revolutionary idea. This is the concept of the European Union, the United States, and people don't realize this, but China was at one point a disjointed series of kingdoms before they united under a pan-Chinese movement. So I see Pan-Africanism as a no-brainer both socially and for business. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you feel Pan-Africanism is something worth supporting? Could it legitimately change the face of African economics? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, if this video brought value to you, give me a like and a follow. That really helps out my channel. And I'll see you on the next video, or maybe I'll see you in Washington, D.C. at Experience Africa. Take care, guys.
America is scared right now. Britain is scared right now because they see Guinea under independent leadership. They see Mali under independent leadership. They see Burkina Faso under independent leadership. They see Niger under independent leadership. They afraid. They scared. They think y'all going to end up infecting Chad with revolutionary African power. Where my Chadian Africans at? Where my Chadian Africans at? They think you're going to end up infecting Congo with your revolutionary spirit. They're afraid you're going to end up infecting the Democratic Republic of Congo with your revolutionary spirit. They're afraid you're going to infect Gabon with your revolutionary African spirit. Turn this into a United States of Africa. And then I want you to have a conference of all African leaders who want to be part of the United States of Africa. African Union is over. It's time for the United States of Africa. I said the ancestors have spoken. The ancestors have spoken. And the ancestors have said that the African Union is over. It's time for a United States of Africa. I'm calling on the president of Guinea, the president of Burkina Faso, the president of Niger, and the president of Mali to be the first 4 countries to sign on to a united America is scared right now.
But I want to tell you today that Africa has the resources, the ability, and the people to grow into an economic superpower. It is the richest continent already in terms of natural resources. 30% of the world's cobalt, diamonds, gold, and iron are in Africa. Africa also has huge wealth in oil. Nigeria produces more than 2.5 million barrels of oil per day. On the global market, 1 barrel is worth around $52. Nigeria's oil is worth a lot. Africa already has a booming pharmaceutical industry, and huge progress is being made in fighting back against disease and infections in African countries. More and more African children are going back into school and are being provided with education and improving hygiene practices, which help with stopping the spread of disease. Africa is ideally located for global dominance in trade, with close trading connections to Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. The east coast of Africa has access to the Indian Ocean, which, with the ongoing rise of the Chinese and Indian economies, could become the new centre of global trade. And unlike many countries in the West, including Britain, Africa is not saddled with debt. The British debt is 87% of the British GDP, while the African debt is only 9% of their GDP. All but 2 countries in Africa could pay off their debt within 1 year. So the potential is already there, and the growth is already beginning. Even now, Africa is the continent in the world with the fastest economic growth. The GDP per capita of sub-Saharan Africa is expected to rise by 800% from 2020 to 2050. Anyone who doubts that Africa can make quick economic progress like this should look at the economic history of the US. In 1977, the US economy was the same size as the African economy is today. And since then, the American economy has grown by a massive $18.419 trillion. And with Africa having more natural resources than the US, its progress in the next 40 years could be even more spectacular.
The solution to the mistreatment of Africans is in the hands of Africans. We, as Africans, are responsible for creating an Africa that is politically stable, intellectually empowered, and socioeconomically integrated. As recently stated by the President of Ghana, once African countries start taking themselves seriously, the world will follow. In March of 2018, 44 of Africa's 54 countries agreed to establish a continental free trade area. This is good, this is progress, and will hopefully bring intra-African trade, currently at 12%, closer to the EU's figure of about 65%, I checked this morning. But are signing agreements and photo ops enough? How do we move forward constructively?
Now they want to reduce our population. They want to systemically burn down Africa. They don't want us to grow because they are scared if this population should come together under one vision, what will the rest of the world do? But this is also a fact that the rest of the world realize that Africa is the next destination. Africa is the next big thing on the planet Earth. Africa has everything it takes to help itself. But they also know that Africans, most Africans, they have not realized their power. They have not realized their potential. They have not realized what they are capable of doing. That is why there is a massive aggression towards Africa to take over lands, to take over resources. Everybody seems to want to be in Africa, be in the good book of Africa, or try to force Africa to believe that they are with Africa. Look around the world. You will notice and understand that no continent can be saved by another continent. No nation can truly be delivered by another nation. Every nation and every continent will have to fight for its people. The citizens will have to rise and face their own reality. Africa must wake up to responsibility of taking care of Africa. The world is shifting. Economics are maturing and resources are dwindling, and the population are aging in the West. The West know what is happening in the West. They have a lot of birth control that their younger ones are no longer serving the purpose. They know that they are going down. And what is the solution? They come up with all kinds of programs that they want to drag Africa into it. They have so much polluted their own community and their own nation and continents that then talk about green energy and all kinds of stuff when they know that they are the one that has caused those situations. Africa is the youngest continent in the world. Africa holds about 30% of the world's natural resources. But this 30%, about 80% of the 30% is taken away from Africa. Africa's digital, agricultural, and industrial sectors are rapidly expanding. And that is why it is time to rush into Africa to build human capacity, to enlighten our people, to educating our people. It's not just enough for you to go to the four walls of school and be in class and be educated by the Western education. We want to make Africa to realize what Africans is truly all about. We want to know Africa. We want to awaken the giants in every African. Listen, guys. If we don't do this now, we will regret later. It's time for us to say we have what it takes to change the narrative. We don't want nobody to build our history for us. Global investors are eyeing African nations. You know why? Because they know more than ever before that Africa is the solution to the world. Listen, guys, I want you to type it in the comment section for me. I want you to believe it. Africa is the solution to the world. They are burning down their own country, their own nation. They are burning down each other. They have all kinds of ammunition and weapons to destroy each other. Their policies no longer hold humanity together because in the first place, a lot of them don't know what it means to be human. Everything boiled down to policies and all kinds of laws surrounding their environment, People no longer show love and care like Africans do. If we must move to the next dimension, we must not attempt to go in their way. We have to think for ourselves. We matured enough to build our continents. We matured enough to raise our kids, our sons and daughters. We matured enough to know what is good and bad. Enough is enough of waiting for somebody to tell us what is good and what is bad. We are no longer waiting for a savior from anywhere. We are the savior. Come on. Africans, we are the savior. Put it in the comment section. Share this video. We are the savior. And if we, the savior, will not arise to save the continent, no one else can do it for us. How many nations have been burned down by all these missiles and all these weapons, and nobody could say they want to build them unless they want to bring them into some kind of agreement. And it has never happened anywhere that another nation just built. Is it the building that is the building of a nation? Is it road construction that is the building of the nation or continent? No, it is the people. So if the spirit of the people are crushed, if the mindset of the people are crushed, if the mentality of the people are crushed, it doesn't matter how many buildings you put in that place. That is what is happening in Palestine. That is what is happening in Gaza. That is what has happened in Libya. When you crush the people, it is not the road network. Before you talk about infrastructure, you need to build human structure. And this is what African Human Capacity Development Initiative is all about. We want to build human structure. We want to build human structure. And once that is done, we're capable of building anything that we want to build. We're capable of maintaining anything we want to maintain. We are capable of taking care of things that we need to take care of. It's time to wake up, Africa. It's time to wake up, Africa. If you love Africa, if you care for Africa, I want you to hit that plus button and follow this page. Share this. Subscribe to this page. We must do whatever it takes to make sure that Africa stands. We are raising new leaders, new set of entrepreneurs, a great mindset. Those who are patriotic enough and they are willing to make sacrifices until they see the glory of Africa and until they are able to see the light of Africa. Home and abroad, it's time for us to put our hands together, join hands together to build Africa of our choice. It is possible that we do so. I don't want to go into this other side. Today is Sunday. And when you read history, when they came up with religion, instead of telling us just about their God and the God they say we should worship, which I believe in any way, somehow, but they started building prisons, underground prisons. If you don't follow whatever they ask you to do, it's just disgusting how these people keep thinking that we cannot rise to build ourselves. It's time for us to say yes. Is either you want to partner with us on our terms or you go your way and we figure it out ourselves. It's a new season. It's a new season. And we must walk this season until Africa produces the result that we expect to see in Africa. Share this. Leave me your opinion in the comment section. No insult on anybody so that we can keep ourselves insane and keep this platform clean. Just leave me your opinion. And if you are interested, send me a DM with your number, with your country, introduce yourself, because we are building a platform. There are a lot of things that we want to share, but we cannot obviously share things on this platform just like that. A secret of our training and how we're going to go about it, we will not be able to put it. But if you super love Africa, you want to be part of this movement, send me a DM and we'll have a conversation to add you to the group that we're building gradually. God bless you.
Guys, welcome back. Team Test Reaction is my name. Kindly, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and comment. So kindly, guys, hope you have watched a very, very powerful message and emotional message from those white men. They have come out and really sending a warning to Donald Trump. Those that they are saying that African and Black American are now united, and if unity come together, it's a power. And that's a message from those people, because now African, what we are fighting for us is the unity, and the person who is leading us for this unity is Ibrahim, not Ibrahim Traore is the person who is leading us to unity, because those people are united but they don't want us to unite it, and that's now have come out and really fearing us unity, because when united they see that we will go far, and they have come out and have feared the unity among we Africa, because these people they normally using us because we are not united. That's why now they are sponsoring those goons, those gangs against Haiti, so they don't want united. But the movement have just started with Ibrahim Traore, that we united, we can unite it, and we can have the freedom, because when you have the united country, it will just go far, and that's what the white people has seen. Africa are now united with Black America and Caribbean, and that's why they have sent Donald Trump to stop discriminating we as Africa, because I know the only thing that these people fear is the unity in Africa. And I can say that those people, those white people are united, because the time of colonization, when they divided we as African, they used they were united, because that's why they divided us. They don't want us to unite it, and this is some of things that normally they feared us united, because number one, they want us to disrupt us in security, because now when you see Congo, a lot of clashes is going on. When you go to Sudan, a lot of clashes are going on. When you go to Haiti, really fighting insecurity. So these people now, they paint our picture to other countries that Africa is not safe or Caribbean is not safe. Do you know that we don't have any direct flight from here, Africa, to Caribbean or Jamaica? It's because of what? Because of these people. They don't want we to love each other. They want to paint a bad picture to Caribbean, to hate we as African, and vice versa. And that's why now it's now the waking up. It's a waking generation. Now we have waken up, and they have seen that these people are really uniting, and they are coming up strong, because our strong show us during the time of Ibrahim Traore, attempt of arrest, because when those people planned to arrest Ibrahim Traore, we saw how massive protest came out. We saw in Ghana a lot of people came out in large number. We saw in Africa, we saw in Jamaica, we saw in United States, all black people in street protesting against the arrest of Ibrahim Traore, and that showed them that these people are really united, and that's why those attempts failed. And they have seen that now these people are growing very bigger, in movement is being growing bigger, and now they fear that unity, so they don't want that unity, and that's why now the Whites have seen that those people are united and will not go to their country, and they have research telling Donald Trump that, guys, outside is not good. Africa is united with black American and Caribbean and Jamaicans. So let's build a relationship with them, because when the direction that the black American and African has taken, it will cost us for so long. And that's a message from those white mans and white ladies calling for unity in Africa, because we have seen that we Africa can make it, because if Ibrahim Traore can make Burkina Faso to be a great nation, because now is now when now you visit to Burkina Faso, just enjoy the fruit of Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso, and because of that unity. So and that person is the person who is fighting for unity in Africa. So they see that when these people will collaborate with Ibrahim Traore, that unity that is fighting, we will be finished, we as the white people. And that's now the message that is circulating across all over the United States. African are united. And kindly guys, as I finished, let's continue that spirit of united, because we were just born in same color. It's just different, only the color. So let's just unite it and we'll conquer those people. We'll go far. We will have any other country. We just have this country going far. So kindly guys, for watching me for the first time, make sure you subscribe, like, share and comment. And for my returning viewers, thank you so much and may God bless you. See you later.